Mr. Purkayas, this whole debate is who is a foreigner? Everyone is an Indian. Metis are Indian, Kukis are Indian, Nagas are Indian.
Yeah, that is a irony of Northeast, that it constantly every tribe thinks the other tribe is an foreigners or illegal migrants, and this othering of community is very dangerous trend, and it has been going on for decades. We have now the cookies are suddenly becoming the new others in Northeast, and following the unrest in Myanmar. I'm not denying that there has been some influx of illegal migrants from neighboring Myanmar to Manipur after the 2001 coup in the neighboring country. But that doesn't mean that we should amplify the number of illegal migrants based on guesswork and create, sense of insecurities both among the Métis as well as the Kuki community. Now, this kind of half-baked narrative is fueling the fear among the Métis that they will soon be, overpowered by the illegal migrant community, which is a very unfair assessment. We have seen this kind of, fear of other has how turned the entire Bengali-speaking community, particularly the Muslims in Assam, into a permanent suspect. And this, despite the fact that Bengali community in Assam is one of the largest indigenous, and I emphasize on the terms indigenous ethnic community of Assam. They are, these Alis and Ajmals are as much Assamese as any Boruas and
But
Soikias.
Purkash ji, tell me one thing. In my show, lot of people are writing to me from abroad, from India, and there are a lot of people who are writing that separate administration is the only way. What is that charm of separate administration? What does separate administration give? Can you please explain it to us? What is
See,
separate
this
administration?
See, this separate administration, homeland demands, there will be no end to this. Once start conceding to such kind of demand, there is no end, because as I said, in Northeast, from district to districts, the other, this so-called others varies. When from even in the hills, now the cookies and Nagas are not exactly in very rosy terms. So this kind of separate administrative entity to whom? If it is considered to cookies, then Nagas will start demanding that we should also get similar status, and then the states will be split into several fragments. So
But then,
that
Mr. Purkayas, there is another thing. Generally, people define Manipur in context of a Manipuri identity. People think that Manipur is about Meiti identity, but Manipur is also being defined by many other people as a Kuki identity, as a Naga identity.
true, and that is the irony of India, that we often terms we think that the country belongs to the country or the state belongs to the majority community, which is not true. There should be enough space for all the communities, even the small tribes, and among the Kuki communities, it's not a very cohesive one generic tribe. There are Paites, there are Paites, there are Zomis. So even among the Kukis, larger Kuki tribe, there are divisions.
But a lot of people
So
are writing here that you can find cookies in the Metis areas, but no Metis in the Kuki area. Sir, is it correct or just another stereotype, sir?
see, obviously, people tends to migrate toward more prosperous and developed areas, and so the Delhi and Imphal being the capital, it's naturally more developed. It's gives more job opportunities, and hence people from hills tend to migrate to valleys. But this is not correct that there is no Metis in the hill areas. There are several Metis also in the hill areas, but maybe there is no village or permanent settlement, because as you know, the hills are restricted for the tribals, and the Metis who are OBCs, they cannot go and buy land in the tribal areas.
Hasina, tell me, suddenly this Arambai Tenggol has become a big word. Uh, why has it why has it come into the mainframe? Why is this? Why are cookies and the other hill community talking about this organization?
I think at this juncture of the situation and the violence that is happening in Manipur, many inputs are unfolding every day. But I think we need to look clearly into the crux of how this violence has to be taken into control. How do we get communities to come into consultative discussions so that we have peace coming up?
Madam, my question was on Arambai Tenggol. Why is it?
Yeah, but the fact is that when we talk about this, I mean, it's a group that's just coming up, right? It's an outfit, right? An outfit which is emerging. And so many outfits are emerging in the spur of all the 1 week of the violence, one by one. They have never been there, talking about these issues in the past. Why are they evolving at this point when there are other larger issues to be taken care or larger issue to be discussed, when peace and harmony has to be in existence at this moment? So I would say that, every time there's one outfit or the other, they are bringing the viewpoint when the situation is still burning, it has not subsided. And I think for the past 1 week, I have been in this channel talking about the situation that we need to bring together, consultative of all the leaders from the various community to harmonize any kind of situation that brings normalcy to the present situation. Okay. Before we take on comments.
That's a very important point, Hasina. That's a very important point. Yes, peace and harmony must come. Brajesh, can we say for safely that this time, because yesterday VHP also jumped into the fray, that things politically will remain static in Manipur?
I think politically it will remain static. I think the effort of the central government also is to make sure that the violence doesn't spread out of control. They don't want to send any message whatsoever that they will listen to someone who won't want to use violence to arm twist either state or the central government. They will not resort to that, and that has been made amply clear. I think the central government is going to back Biren Singh for quite some time now, till the situation completely spirals out of control, and that aspect has been taken care of as we know. We can't say for sure that violence is completely stopped. There are some skirmishes here and there, but yeah, by and large, they have taken control. But until unless a political solution is found, until unless a workable solution is found, I think all this peace is going to be more fragile than slightly everlasting.
Hasina, what sort of measures do you think should be required so that the people come back to their homes? People have been displaced.
So I think the most important part that we need to look at this moment is that we need to understand that the situation which is there in Manipur would require first a reconciliation of safety for the people. And that reconciliation of safety can only happen when the communities who are actually living in displacement at the moment in different setup, in different communities at the moment, with its schools and community houses and all of that, will need to be provided with the needs. These are relief. There's a need of relief which is quite urgent. And that needs to be looked from the lens of food security for each one of them. Comes the other part is that when we talk about a holistic way forward, beside all the political, I would say, comment that is coming from various angles, from a lot of us who are actually sitting in different states and different places, we need to actually bring to attention. I think there has to be an inquiry committee that goes side by side at this point to reduce the anger, the frustration, how people are looking at each other in terms of distrust, and also the fact that you have these people who are anti-elements within their own communities trying to create more problem. So that is an important way forward. The other part, the political angle, how it should be resolved, that is an ongoing process. This ongoing process cannot happen without trying to bring this community with the safety information that
Okay.
you are
I
safe.
think
It's time for us to bring them to talk
that's
together.
a point very well made. Churches, temples, they belong to everyone